The purpose of score and slip is to permanently join clay parts. Please go ahead and write this purpose on your worksheet. This vase was constructed by joining coils to a pinch pot base using score and slip. Now I'm going to show you how to do what's called score and slip. And something that I'm going to add into the beginning of this is it's best to have all of your materials ready to go, all of the pieces that you're going to join together, and make sure that they're hiding out underneath a damp cloth or in a plastic bag when you're not using things. Utah is the air is so dry that it dries everything out really, really quick. So it's a good idea to keep everything underneath damp cloths or in plastic so that you're not fighting against drying out clay. So I've got my pieces ready to go here. And as you'll notice, I'm going to be joining these coils to the top edge of my pinch pot. So my first step is to figure out what surfaces I'm joining. Move these over to more the center of your screen here. So I'm going to be joining it onto the top edge here of the pinch pot, so that's one of my surfaces. And then I'm also going to be joining the top part of this coil. So as I'm doing that, I'm going to set these two other coils off to the side, and of course underneath a damp rag to keep those guys from drying out. Step number 2 here is to score or scratch all the surfaces that I want to join with a nail. So these don't have to be super deep scratches, but it's just getting that surface ready to really join those two parts together. If you don't do the scoring, what's going to happen, even if it holds together this class period or the class period that you do this process in, by the next one it will have dried some and the pieces will be falling apart. So you need to make lots of nice little scratches. This is roughing up the surface, getting it ready to join. If you have any like little excess pieces of clay on the nail, just put that right into the slip bucket and recycle it into there. So this is my slip container. You guys will have yogurt containers at school. Now I'm going to score or scratch this side of my coil. Another great thing about having everything ready to go is that your fingers are going to get all covered in the slip, and it can be really hard to roll coils when your hands are all covered in slip. So you can see how I'm making all those little scratches along my coil there. And that's going to allow it to join to the top edge. Okay, so I made all those scratches. I know what surfaces I want to join. Now I'm going to apply the slip. The slip is like really thick mud. So that's the type of consistency it should be. If it's really watery, it won't work as well. And if it's just like chunks of clay, that's going to also be hard. You want to make sure that you have enough on here. Usually students use too little. They don't use enough. I don't know, maybe they don't want to get messy or something. But you want plenty of slip. That's going to help you create a nice connection between these two pieces. You don't want it to fall apart later after you've spent so much work on it, or done so much work. So we're adding plenty of slip, lots of slip, probably more than you think you'll need. Just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and join the coil. Remember, I'm joining only the pieces that have been scored. You need score and slip to make this work. Okay, this is step number 4. I'm joining those two pieces together. I'm going to push enough that the slip actually kind of squishes out. That's how I know that I have enough slip, is if it squishes out from the seams. That's step number 5, is making sure that you have enough slip that it's actually coming out from the seam. You can see right there where it's coming out from the seam. If it's not squishing out like that, you can know that you have not used enough slip, and you won't get a good join on the two pieces. Now with the slip, don't go crazy with it. Don't just smear it all over, because then that'll actually weaken the sides of your piece and it'll fall apart. So don't use too much slip, just use it in the areas that you need it, and use enough so it squishes out. Now, I've got this little tail here, and I just want to keep spiraling up. Where'd my nail go? It's over here. So I'm going to make sure that I'm scoring every single part that I'm joining, to make sure I get that really good connection. Again, using plenty of slip.